think, okay. Peace, YouTube. I think I'm on. Let me know if you can see me. I think I'm live. It says live. Hello, hello, Earthlings. I'm sorry, I had something in my tooth. Hey, Kendall. You can see me okay? Hey, y'all. Peace, peace, peace. I think. Okay. Can you see me okay? I don't know. Okay. Peace, YouTube. This is FleurBrun coming to you with an important message from the other side. Hey. It's FleurBrun. Check on in. I know I look a little ominous today. Aw, thank you. Who said happy birthday? Thank you, Susu. Thank you. For me to do this on my birthday, it's serious. Peace, everybody. So I'm going to wait until, I think I'm going to wait until 500. This is an important message. You know, when I have my space cadet outfit on, this is my anti-radiation outfit on. You know, when I have my anti-radiation outfit on, my hood, I'm in Star Wars mode. It's a serious conversation. So check on in. Bonjour. Comment ça va? Salut. Bon dia. Tudo bem? Tudo bom? Konnichiwa. Jambo. Ni hao. Buenos dias. Right? Hello. Bonjour. Shalom. How do you say assalamu alaikum? I should say it in all the languages. I should know how to say that. Assalamu alaikum. Shalom. Thank you for the well wishes. But we're into something much more important, y'all. Check on in. Whew. I didn't even know if I should make this message, but I knew I had to. And I have footage, so we'll watch the footage tonight. I'll be on Zoom tonight with the Zombies. So you'll get to see what happened on the so-called Alien Invasion Day, which was on Tuesday, which was on Shalom, Yafi, Shalom. Shalom to Israel. I like saying Israel. My name starts with an I too. Israel. It's so pretty when you say it like that. Very French, right? Big up to all the countries. Israel. Where else? South Africa, Kenya, Nairobi in Kenya specifically. Big up to Côte d'Ivoire, Ivory Coast. Big up to Nigeria. Big up to United States of Americas. Brazil, Argentina, Chile, Venezuela, Guyana, Jamaica, Bahamas, Martinique, Dominica, Dominican Republic, Haiti, ça passe. Well, thank you, Yafi. Yafi, they're here. Yafi already knows the aliens are here. They're probably in Israel as well. Look to the skies, Yafi. They came everywhere. I'll wait until we get to 500 and I'll stop. Big up to our family in Canada, Toronto, Ontario, Montreal, Quebec. Big up to our island people in St. Kitts, St. Croix, Puerto Rico. Big up to our family, the East Coast, New York, always representing because that's my home neck of the woods. Queens, Bronx, Brooklyn, Long Island, Staten Island, Windsor. Big up to Windsor, which is right across from Detroit. I told you I went there, right? Years ago. Um, Big up to the family in Mount Vernon, Yonkers. You don't say Yonkers, you say Jonkers. Jonkers, right? Let me get my hoodie right, y'all. I've got to get my Darth Vader hoodie on right. This is my anti-radiation outfit. Many of you know we bought it for 2020 when they were bringing out the brah. Okay. Big up to our family in the South, Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana, South Carolina, South Kakalaki, North Carolina, Georgia, of course, the Georgians. Big up to our family in Baltimore. Big up to our family in DC. Big up to our family, of course, in Jersey. I forgot Jersey and Connecticut. Connecticut had sightings, y'all. So we got to talk about the homegirls. One of our homegirls. Thank you so much, Toya, who actually had contact, y'all, the day before the sighting. Big up to our family in Florida. Big up to our family in Texas. Big up to our family in California, the dog state. San Diego, LA, San Francisco. Big up to Vegas family. You know what I'm saying? Okay. We're almost at 500. Who else? Big up to our family in Maine, Vermont. Big up to our family in... Why can't I remember everything? Maybe because I'm excited. All our family in the United States. Buffalo, New York. Okay. Georgia in the house. When we get to 500, I'll start. Can someone put the time frame? Manchester, England. Big up to our European family. Manchester, England in the house. Would you like a spot of tea? I like a spot of tea. I love to just say that's the only accent I can do, y'all. Big up to our family in France, Spain, Italy. Of course, Scotland, Scotties, and of course, Ireland. You know, you guys are like my favorites, right? Because you are like the buck wild children of Europe. I love our family from Ireland, y'all. Don't hate, don't get mad, because you'd be like, don't you like the French because you're French? Ireland got it on fleek, y'all. If you want some road dogs that could fight, that will stand up for everything that's righteous, that are not afraid of governmental officials, you got to rock with the Irish. That's why they were killing out the Irish when they came to the country, because the Irish are buck wild. I love the Irish. Big up to the Irish. Ireland in the house, Shannon and Dublin, and then all the other parts of Ireland. Big up to Australia. Australia, I got to talk to my Australian family. They're going through it right now. Big up to New Zealand. In the motherfucking house. Did I say Jamaica, Bahamas? I can't forget Trinidad and Tobago. Big up to Trinis in the house, y'all. Okay. Oi, hey, Brazil is in the house. Bom dia. Go do the bang. Do the bang. All right, y'all. We're almost at 500. I'm going to start off. I have my anti-radiation outfit. There's a lot of radiation. I suggest you guys prepare. You better get your radiation pills on. They're here. I'll start at exactly 500. Mark the time when we go, y'all. I'm really excited. For me to come on my birthday, it's because I didn't do it yesterday because I was busy. Because I have a bit of a life lately. Belize is in the house. Hey, Belize. Nashville, Tennessee. Tennessee, you have some things going on. And also, yeah, get the radiation is here, y'all. So if you're not feeling well, the coughing and stuff is it's cap, y'all. Pneumonia is cap. It's because of the radiation. They're not gonna tell you. They're not gonna tell you, y'all. So I'm telling you. Thank you for my well wishes. Thank you. Thank you. I didn't say St. Lucia, my father's hometown. Big up to St. Lucia in the motherfucking house. Thank you for the well wishes, y'all. But this is serious business. The birthdays don't matter anymore because they are here. Oh, we're at the 5. Okay, so can someone mark Money in Mount Vernon? Can someone mark the time right now so everyone knows when we're starting? All right, y'all. Peace to the east, the west, the north, and the south. This is FleurBrun coming to you today with my Darth Vader hoodie and outfit on. Okay, I know it's very dramatic. Okay, all right, y'all. Supposedly on the 3rd of December, many of you are waiting for huge sightings And what was interesting about that is that we were getting sightings day before, and the week before, was it like a week and a half? When was Halloween? Around the week of Halloween, you know that I had contact with the bee, said to stand down. What is it? It is as it should be. They let me know that they were coming to basically clean up shop. Now, do know that during this time, within the week afterwards, I didn't realize there was some sort of bot prediction, which was right on point because until you hear one aspect of something or until you know, you don't put it together with the other aspect. So because we had the bot prediction of something after there was supposed to be a prediction that a gentleman had some sort of AI bot that predicted when an alien invasion would have, and it would said at 39 days if Al Rogan interviewed, I think it said the president. I don't think it said Donald Trump. It said the president. Then 39 days after, there would be an invasion. Well, y'all, it's kicked off before then. And we got to be careful using words like invasion because for some of us, this is the squad. You know what I mean? To every different being has a different position with us. What we represent, where we come from originally, what star system some of us come from, what we relate to. So what is an invasion to one could be basically a group that's the renegades for another. Okay? So the bot said 39 days after this so-called interview with Joe Rogan and the president, which we know now is Donald Trump, there would be an invasion. Now, issue with that is I got a phone call, which many of you know, you can go back to the video and reference it. I got a phone call from the beings. Now, these were melanated, dark carbon beings. Reminiscent what I know now is most likely the beings that came previously, which the government was afraid of, and they said they were going to return. Could it be the group that came with Togo originally, the so-called Black Jesus? Maybe. But they are here. Now, in my thumbprint, you'll see an image of what happens for me on December the 3rd and all of the activity that I'll share tonight that happened in my house that the night before and the night of. My dogs are going bonkers. So for many of you who are having contact or had the beings show up, your animals were already going crazy. Pay attention, like if your cats were meowing a lot, if your dogs were barking for no reason. My dogs were on they were on 10 for the last 3 days, and they're still doing it. So the beings had landed. You're going to see a picture in the thumbnail. Tonight you'll see the video. I couldn't do it here. I'd have to do I'm not good. I'm not techie, y'all. Maybe I'll upload the video. Maybe my daughter. I'm not techie. Don't forgive me, okay? Many of you know I'm just, though I'm a contactee, doesn't mean I'm technologically sound, right? So, I did record I don't know if you saw the movie War of the Worlds, the original movie, the second one, I think with Keanu Reeves, the rolls of clouds that came in and rolled in like a big, what do you call it? Like a big wave. Well, they came in exactly in the rising, y'all. All night, the dogs were going bonkers. My doors were flying open. I have dream catchers outside and these chimes. The chimes, we had this huge mega windstorm. It sounded like a tornado. I taped the rising and I taped what happened in the rising. So I'm definitely going to play it for the Zoomies tonight. I'll try to upload it for y'all who are not going to be on Zoom tonight. The dogs, the cats, all the animals are feeling it. Oh, with Tom Cruise. Thank you. Chosen. It's with Tom Cruise, the one with that. And our sea stars, while we were on Zoom, were having full-on contact for the last 3 days. She had she had contact with seeing them first, and then they actually visited her with light beams, purple lights. And this is Toya. Big up to Toya from our group, who's a zombie. She actually had contact. And also Lakeisha, big up to our Connecticut. Anyone who's from Connecticut, you guys were getting contact. So Connecticut, the two ladies, Toya was first, Lakeisha was the second. They actually witnessed the actual ships, okay? And Toya had actually contact. Y'all, They are here. They've been here for quite a few days. I think when I got the call, they were already here. Remember, I had the tapping on the window. They have landed. A lot of the ships are cloaked. They're all over the cities. They basically sent down their drones, which are considered to be the scouts. The scouts are landing, and they're wearing white people suits. I say white, not lunars, because lunars, you're regular people. These are not real people. Okay. And the assassinations, I personally think of Rockefeller in his house in California and of the gentleman, the CEO, I think are linked to these beings. Okay. This is just my take. I could be wrong, but I think it's by chance also with Japan locking down, not Japan, South Korea locking down, it's because they didn't want the people to see what was outside. So they put them on martial law on December the 3rd because they didn't want them outside because beings were jumping out of the ships. The drones were coming down. The drones were like the size of buses and big cars. Okay. So many of you saw them. They were in Texas. They were in Arizona. They were over in Iran. They were over in France. They were over in New York and New Jersey. You got it. Connecticut. They were over DC. They were over, where was the other? DC, Connecticut, Jersey. Jersey, you guys had a whole bunch of issues. Big up to our Jerseyites who actually captured some of the imagery. They're calling them drones. Those are not drones, y'all. Those are scouts. They're drones. Well, maybe they are. They're being dispersed from the motherships. The big, huge mothership that's above us, that's been here. That's why we have a lot of radiation. I know I'm talking. Am I talking too fast, y'all? I'm sorry. Let me slow down. I'm excited. I know I get excited. I'm a little nerdy. I'm sorry. Let me calm down. I don't want to be so dramatic. Okay, I'll calm down. Hold on. I'm so froggy. I do agree, Kendall. I know. I feel like I needed my lily pad to like de-escalate. Okay. I'm keeping my radiation slash Star Wars outfit on. Many of you know I bought this radiation outfit when we had a lot of radiation with them, putting them all over with the 5G towers and the satellites. So I have this outfit. It's wonderful. And they actually got rid of the company, the bastards. Okay. So let me take a moment. Okay. All right. So, we had sightings for the last 5 days. Last week, 2 weeks ago, when I got contacted, they told me it was going to happen. They're here. They're wearing white people, not lunars. Lunars are real people. Lunars are the people that we know that are what you perceive as white. Melanated as brown people. When I say white people, I'm talking about the suits. They're wearing skin suits. The gentleman who did the assassination of the CEO, this is what I was identifying, was looking at his face. He's wearing a face suit. They're coming down here wearing lunar face suits. As the ones that are actually landing, they're going to cloak themselves. These are melanated. You got to watch the movie Under the Skin with Scarlett Johansson. You'll understand what I'm talking about with the suits. They're wearing suits. And underneath the suits, there are black extraterrestrials. Watch the movie Under the Skin when Scarlett Johansson's suit gets ripped. She looked like a lunar woman, a little thicker, because remember, the suit kind of makes you thicker. And underneath the suit, she was a black extraterrestrial. Okay? You got to watch that movie. Okay? Right now, they've landed. The scouts, which you were seeing as drones, the government in South Korea already put their people on it. They wanted to put them in the house because they did not want them to witness any of the beings that were landing. They're everywhere, y'all. The entire planet will be considered to be under the firmament. They're here. And all you're going to see is our Willy Wonka systems, our governmental systems are going to set up false flags and all these Psyops. You have to be careful. So anything like when the Times, no, it wasn't the Times. It was the Daily, what was it? The New York Post. Remember when the New York Post and I posted in my community, the New York Post said, oh, UFOs and so on. They're trying to distract you. They're going to make you think it's something else because they don't want you to know what's really here. They're shaking in their boots. A lot of the beings that are being assassinated are the first ones. I don't know what kind of agreement or kind of thing they did, but they're being taken out first. I know the Rothschild that was taken out, in my opinion, he was taken out by these beings that are now here. Okay. Let me state this. I'm not high. For some, big up to those who are new to me. Please put a like on the video if you're up for the shenanigans today. Let me explain something. I am sober. I'm not drinking. I don't do drugs. I am pretty clean eating. I might have a little bit of sweets tonight for my birthday, but other than that, I'm okay. I'm sane. I have not been locked in a sane asylum yet, unless Willy Wonka comes for me. um, I am a bit eccentric. Okay. I have been a contactee from birth, from a child, from a baby. Okay. So I put this on there. So I just say, you have to have the UV lights outside. My UV lights have been up since I told you what was most likely going to be the case outside the houses. For some reason, it's a deterrent. Okay. So I just would suggest you do that. It's almost like marking your house as like, don't touch. Okay. Stay away from the house. Thank you for my birthday wish. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for my solar return. You know what I mean? Don't stop. Get it. Rock that. Do the brown. I want to rock. Okay. I'll be playing music tonight. Okay, so we had sightings. We had our C-Star that had a sighting, a first-hand sighting. Big up to Toya from my group. She had first-hand contact. She was having contact for days. It wasn't the first. It seems that they're contacting the C-Stars. The women are being contacted, y'all. I think why they're doing it is because they want to make sure they're staying away from, they're going to the purest on the planet. Now, some of you gentlemen say, well, I know a lot of women are not pure. I'm not talking about all women. I'm talking about the few that are. Because some of you be like, the women are trash. I didn't say that, and so are men, but I'm saying there are a few, but women have, because we are born with portals between our legs, we have ability to bring forth life from all different dimensions because of that, and because of our ability to be the ones who first usher life onto this planet. They're generally, if one is healthy, they'll generally contact a female first. Okay. You won't hear that because most of the UFO community, most of the ET community is dominated by males and lunar males. Okay. So they are the ones who dominate that genre, that sector. And because they dominate it, they basically act as if they're the ones who get contact. And I'm calling cap on that. Okay. If you look at the contactees that are being contacted right now, it's mostly females. And it's never talked about because they don't want you to know that most of the intelligent life will go to the females first on the planet. Okay? So just letting you know. It doesn't matter if they're lunar, brown, Asian, they will contact the females first on the planet. And the purest ones. That's why you hear sometimes very religious women talk about they're having Jesus Christ moments. They think it's Jesus. They think it's the Holy Spirit, but it's really extraterrestrials. It's really aliens. Don't tell them. They get a little disturbed when you say that to them. They're suffering from Stockholm syndrome. You can't really rationalize with them. And why would the ET contact someone who's suffering from Stockholm syndrome? Because a lot of them have a lot of purity. They aren't hurting other people. They aren't drinking. They're not doing drugs. They're not tatted up. Those are, fortunately, that's just what happens. When someone is really pure, it allows them to have more of a connection to source. That's why I tell everyone in here, right now, I gave you the warning, stand down. Those people who have done harm to children, child trafficking, made agreements with nefarious Daros, those people are going to be taken out. People who think it's okay to shoot babies in the head, go into the Congo and act like they don't know what's going on. The Congo is also a byproduct of what's coming too. So I personally think, and let me say this before I go off tangent. I'm not forgetting about Gaza or Israel, okay? Everybody prioritizes what they're connected to, okay? So please forgive me if you feel like I don't talk about Gaza or Israel enough. I talk about what is being hidden, okay? Gaza and Israel are on the front street all the time because they don't want you to know what's going on in Congo. Those people are actually the bloodline of who's coming in here. So they're trying to kill as many as possible. They just dispensed a bioweapon, a virus of mass destruction, and now people are getting sick. I think it's 115 caught disease X already. So they're trying to get rid of the bloodline because they know who's coming in here. So they want to get rid of as many of them as possible. Okay. So when they're telling you to look at Israel and Gaza and Syria, the Middle East, it's because they want to divert your attention to what's going on in Yemen and Congo and Sudan and Ethiopia. That's the bloodline of what's coming in here. Okay. So this is my opinion. That I don't know, and I don't want to make it seem like I know that. It's what I feel inside. I feel like that's why it's being held at a distance. No one's talking about the amount of deaths that are happening in the Congo. Nobody's talking about what's happening in Yemen or in Ethiopia. No one talked about the mass amount of assassinations happening in Sudan. These are the bloodlines of the beings I personally think that are here. So I think they're trying to get rid of as many as possible so that they don't have as much, maybe it has to do with power, or maybe it's like a last ditch effort to get rid of that bloodline, just to be facetious. I'm not sure. I don't want to pretend like I would know. I feel that way because of what I'm seeing. So I'm just saying, pay attention. And for those who are from those blood lineages, just put a lot of your heart energy and bubble those people with your heart. Bubble them with your love. Bubble them with your protection because you share ancestry. Okay? Because right now, all those who are participated in doing harm to those beautiful people over there, they're about to get wrecked. And I personally think the whole thing that happens in California with the Rothschild and the CEO are definitely connected to those forms of diabolical behavior. Okay, so let's talk about the UAPs, the UFOs. They're calling them drones. They're the size of a bus, y'all. Do you understand why, if your government is so strong and powerful, how are they unable to do anything about all these ships showing up in the sky? Why would you see 50 million drones and you don't see one jet shooting them down? Because they can't. They don't have the technology that these beings have. And they certainly are scared to start a straight on war. Now, I think the war has already began with the under the backlay. I do think that there's a lot of things happening in the sky. That's why the chemtrails are on fleek right now. They're covering up the skies because they don't want you to see the sky wars. You know, when they say Star Wars, it's sky wars right now. There's battles happening in the sky and in the water. Okay, so they're going to try to keep people away. Now, in South Korea, when they locked down South Korea, November the 3rd, on the same day, it was presumed that we would have an alien invasion. Remember, the mothership, when it is hovering above the firmament, it covers almost the entirety of the globe. Let me explain this again. A mothership will cover the entirety of the globe, y'all. So what we perceive to be over here in the US doesn't matter in the scale of how huge this mothership is. And all those drones were released. Apparently, whatever has happened in South Korea, they certainly didn't want their citizens to see or witness it and be able to document or to maybe have some say about it. Okay, so I would just say pay attention to the behavior of your governments at the time. So South Korea, you need to pay attention to the things that are happening over there. What kind of things, who is actually invading the presidential office, the prime minister's office? Who are the ones who are on the ground? You got to be careful because these beings are wearing skin suits, and they're wearing skin suits to deter you and for you to misidentify who's really there. So what you perceive to be a group, they're going to pretend to be that group. So just pay attention right now to governmental behavior, because you're going to see the government acting in all kinds of sorts. And they're going to tell you one thing and really it means a whole other thing. It means that there are beings here that they're trying to thwart and trying to do things so that they can kind of get away with whatever goals and agendas that they have. Okay? Those drones, those scout ships were seen over the entirety of the globe, and they were hovering, some of them over nuclear sites. So I know that the one I think in Texas was hovering over a nuclear site. I know that the one in Jersey was hovering over nuclear sites. How is it that they're saying we're crazy from being from the UFO community? They're saying we're crazy because we believe in aliens. But how does a whole government who doesn't even let you fly a freaking piece of firework on the wrong day without fining you or arresting you allow a huge car, or 50, what was it, like 13 to 50 car-sized drones in the sky and not one airstrike happened, not one jet came to intercept it, not one helicopter came on the behalf to see what was going on. When has that ever happened? When they call us crazy and say that we're lunatics, how come your governments are acting like they don't know what time it is? So you're letting anything fly in the sky and you're not having any reaction to it, and you're not telling the public what that is. You're acting, and then you're having fake news reports acting as if it's a joke. It's not a joke. They're coming for you. And all that you've done, you dark, dastardly, diabolical bloodlines, they're making sure they are setting up shop, and there's going to be tons of assassinations. Under the guise that they're saying it's war, they may call it a civil war, they may call it the World War III, but it's not a war, y'all. It's basically a takeover. Okay? So I want everyone to pay attention. The radiation is really high right now, everyone. So I want everyone to take care of their health. That kind of ship and those kind of drones are emitting a certain frequency, a certain amount of radiation. Radionics in the sky is really high. You're going to feel it in your body. So if you're starting to feel craziness in your body, a lot of you are having heart palpitations, the breathing, the so-called influenza, the pneumonia. Don't you know what the side effect of radiation is, y'all? I want you to look it up. If you think I'm crazy, if you think that I've lost my goddamn mind, go look at the side effects of radiation exposure. One of the things you're going to see is like fever and breathing and lung issues. Oh, but there's a whole freaking, there's a whole bunch of pneumonia going around. Oh, really? Oh, how convenient that there's a pneumonia outbreak, but at the same point, no one's testing how much radiation we're being exposed to. This is why I'm wearing my radiation outfit, y'all. Okay? I have my phone with my cover on it, with my radiation cover. Look, this. See this? That's my radiation cover for my phone. You listen. There's so much radiation right now. I'm telling you, you're going to have to do stuff for your health. The dogs and animals are being really affected. Be careful with their health too, because they're being exposed to radiation, and it can cause the dog to have seizures, cause your dogs to spaz out, have, throat and vomiting and diarrhea. Okay. Look at the exposure of radiation and tell me what the symptoms are. Okay. The outfit they're not making, they took out the company, y'all. The outfit that I have, which is made with silver lining, this is the bio suit. Many of you who know me for a while, big up to everyone who's joined me before, who's been with me for a while. You remember I bought this for myself and my children when we were flying a lot because of all the radiation in the 5G towers in 2020. This company was called the bio suit. You could probably get it on eBay, maybe the used ones. Don't you know they took out the company? Because they don't want you to have safety with your body. So you may have to go to other companies and they're charging so much money. You need to have a radiation protection on your body. You cannot wear things that are with with polyester, microplastics, and metals. Forget about it. Forget about it. You have to be careful with the metals you're exposed to right now. If you're taking in too much metal, please, I hope you're not eating with tinfoil. I hope you guys are smart enough to not use tinfoil to cook with or metals to cook with. I've already told you my suggestions. You can call me a Looney Tune or whatever, but for the past 18 to 20, how old's my daughter? For over 18 years, I have not ever used a microwave. For over 17 years, I have stopped using all plastics to cook with and metals. I only cook with clay and glass or stone. Okay? I don't eat with metal forks. I don't mess with metal. Okay? It's important. Why someone says is because do you see what happens when you use microwaves in your house? Years ago, remember, I've been awake for a long time, y'all. Many of you have been with me for a long time. You have to make sure you are avoiding as much metal as is possible. Normally, it's okay to have metals, but right now, when we have so many radionics, all this rogue radionics in the sky, and all this radiation coming from the mothership, and all of these ships coming down here, I'm telling you, it's very important for you to keep as many metals out of you. I don't care if they used to be healthy metals. Now is not the time to have any metals inside of you. You've got to do a chelation for the babies, your dogs, everybody, as much as you can. Okay? Because these mother freakers on this planet, on this firmament, in this simulation have gone rogue. They've lost their goddamn minds, y'all. Oh, they've got plans, y'all. It's not true. Anything that they tell you on social media, anything that your governments are promoting on any of their sites, look at them, they're on my phone. If the Times is reporting it, if the news, ABC, all the NBC boys are reporting it, it is a psyop. It is a distraction. They are liars. Everything they've told us about space, everything they told us about aliens, all these alien so-called contactees, all these agencies are saying they're having conferences. A lot of them are ran by CIA ops. A lot of those conferences and all of those people who are saying that they were heading these UFO communities are all orchestrated and contracted by federal agencies like CIA and FBI. They set it up. And most of the people going to those conferences were actually contactees. These are people because you felt inside connected to certain other places. So you were drawn there. And what they use those platforms for, what they use those places, those conferences for, is to document and to make sure that they have documents of who goes. Okay? We are now, for some of you, it's an invasion. For some of us, it's help. So depending on what position you are, with who you're aligned with who your beings outside of this firmament have made contracts with, have made treaties with, that's the positioning you'll have inside with the beings that are come here. Most of you who would ever see these beings would always feel like some guilt and some fear because you know how you felt about a certain group of people on this planet, how they've been mistreated, especially melanated women. Melanated women, because of the Andromedans, because of the beings I've come from, they've been mistreated, mishandled, and the most trafficked and harvested organ-wise. And the beings, many of the beings look like us. So because if anyone ever got a chance to see these beings and knew where they came from and what they had the capability of doing and what kind of technology they had, many of you would probably kill yourselves because of the way you've mistreated and you've had these negative feelings. You don't think that social media purposefully makes women of color look dastardly? You don't think they have all these shows with like Cardi B's, Dirty Red, Nicki Minaj's, all these people on the screen sexualizing us, making us look like monsters, making us look like we're ghetto trash. You don't think there's a reason they do that? For all you people that say, oh, we know that the government is psyoping, we know that they use more forms of MK Ultra, mind control programming, social engineering to make people think of a certain way, but how come everyone ignores how they totally treat brown people in the Americas? Like, why would you put brown people in America and make them look like all of the men are homosexual? Why would you make every man that's brown kiss another man on the screen? Why would you make like brown women look like they're only hoes and dirty bastards when that's not true? Because they want you to see us in a certain way so that you will be misaligned when the other ones come here. So that when the other ones come here, if they come in true form, it would put fear in you. It would make you not accept them because they make these beings look and they make us be perceived a certain way. So when the real extraterrestrials come in here, when the real beings come in here and they look like me, most of you would not be able to handle that. You would want to kill yourselves because of the way you treated people who look like me and the way that you accepted the imagery and the dirty forms of disgusting behavior that they promoted and propagated with women of color. Look at even the movie that they just put out, Wicked. The one, they made sure that the last movie that they put out right before beings came here was to demonize and make us look disgusting. But enough about race, because race is not even real. The whole concept of race was a governmental psyopt social engineering program to make people hate each other and create coups and mistrust and vilify some people so that others wouldn't trust them. So when times like now come, when the soldiers are coming, when the melanated ETs are here, you would be fearful of us. You would be fearful of who's here because you've been conditioned your entire life, including brown people, to hate everything that looked like brown women. Isn't it a wonderful thing how your government has done such a great job? It is such a wonderful thing. That's how great and that's how successful they did it. They are so successful that when you go anywhere as a melanated person, people will follow you around a store, even if you have more money than 90% of the people in there. People will generally treat you like a savage, like an animal, like you're ghetto. They'll attach the word ghetto, even though it used to be attached to Jews. But now, how did the word ghetto get attached to black people, melanated people? Because it was a psyop. It was conditioning. It was years of putting that in the lexicon so that people perceive people who lived in the ghetto as now brown people. It's perfect. Actually, it's actually genius. It really worked wonderfully. But unfortunately, for those who are byproducts and victims of the social conditioning of your disgusting governments, guess what? When the melanated women and men come off these ships, you will be in such disbelief. It will drive you crazy. That's why they're wearing white suits. That's why they're wearing lunar suits, because if you actually saw who they were, you would lose your goddamn mind. Brown people, Asian people, all the people who have been socially conditioned to think that we are animals on this planet. It is going to be amazingly just shocking. Shocking. Anyway, that's enough about that. Race is a construct. It's not even real. Complexions, you have animals that are all different complexions. You have dogs that are brown. You have cats that are brown. You have cats that are white. They're not looking at each other like, meow, meow. Oh my God, you're a black cat. Meow, meow, you're a striped cat. It's mental illness. They're actually social engineered us to be mentally ill, to be honest. That construct of complexion is crazy. I can share the same blood lineage as an O positive with someone who's lighter skin or darker skin. It's mental illness. Okay, I just mention it because the conditioning that's purposefully being done is purposefully being propaganda so that when you see the melanated ETs coming off these ships, you would have a certain feeling. That's why they're wearing white suits. They know what time it is. Okay, these are not beings that need to guess it. They're not unaware of our mental illness. They're not unaware of all the conditioning and MK Ultra and the nefarious propaganda that's been here. They've studied us. They've been here. They're scouts. A lot of them live amongst us. Some of them are us. So we report. Some of you go and report to them when you go to sleep at night. Some of you go back to your home ships and wake up out of your cryo state and you make reports about what the human beings are doing down here and what the governments are doing. Okay, so that being said, it's fine. Okay, I just mention it because I want our other people in here and brown people to be unafraid when you see what's coming off the ships for real. Okay, the ones that are not wearing white suits. Okay. Let me read comments. Am I crazy? Sana? Yeah. You know how you know I'm crazy? Because I'm saying everything against what your government says to you, what your Willy Wonka says. I am absolutely insane. I am. You know how I'm insane? I'm insane to live on a planet that constantly shares information that is against the interest of its population. I am crazy and insane because I live on a planet with people who are constantly being fed lies and would sooner attack you for speaking truth because it makes them feel really uncomfortable if they hear anything opposite of what's been propaganda to them their whole life. So yeah, I am crazy. I'm Looney Tune. And for that reason, if you are unable to hear this message without feeling a level of anxiety and fear, be so kind to unsubscribe. For your own peace of mind, for a crazy person, a melanated woman who's saying she's a contactee of aliens since she was of birth and that she's coming from a different solar system, for that reason, you should definitely unsubscribe because you don't want to be crazy with me. Okay, that would hurt and harm you and your family. So I would actually not feel really bad if you took the nice go to unsubscribe, click on the little unsubscribe and say, you know what, unsubscribe and block me. So you would never have to hear another message from me again. Okay, that's what would make most of us happy. Okay, This message is for those who are ready for the shenanigans. These are for the people who've been waiting for this to happen so that we can stand up for ourselves and we have backing with us this time. These are for those who are in alignment for knowing that we're living somewhere where we're not the most intelligent, obviously, because if we're the most intelligent, we should really be fearful. Okay? Most of us been waiting our whole lives to be able to go to reset. We've lived many lives and reincarnations in every nationality, every color, every complexion, every religion, just for this time frame so that we'd have the opportunity to leave. So if this message is not resonating with you, by all means, leave the mother freaking platform. And don't let the door hit you where the good God put a crack in you. Okay? Okay? Go to Corey Good's channel. Go to Will Cox's channel where they can blow smoke up your ass. Excuse my language. My bad. They could all smoke it. They could all smoke a blunt up your behind. Let them go blow the purple smoke up your behind. Okay? They can give you the exact amount of information you need that sits in your alignment. Okay? This is for those who are bowdy, who are ready to get on and get out of here, who are ready to get out of this dark hole of hell that we've been existing with psychopaths, the most psychopathic, dark people in this prison planet. Nobody wants to be here with these sickos who sit here and who encourage you to take off your genitalia, tell you when you're a man, you're a woman or man, tell you that your child has to get his whole penis, his skin stripped off of his body. When every time you go to a dentist, they want to take teeth out of your mouth, telling you don't need them, who want to take organs out of your body because they say they're not necessary. No, we want to be around people that are a little more rational and healthy, that actually want to be harmonious with the planet and the people around them. Okay? Big up to everybody in the house. Please put a like on the video if you have the shenanigans today. Woo-hoo! They are here, y'all. Oh boy. So tonight I'm going to show, I wish I could show the video now. Yesterday on the 3rd, what was it, the 3rd? No, the day before on the 3rd, they rolled in on top of our mountains. They've been coming down. The drones are just scouts, y'all. They are here. They are dressed up in people suits. Now they may look like brown people, but I know for a fact that some of them are wearing lunar suits because a lot of the ETs are brown. Okay? For those who came in, I am wearing a biosuit. I am wearing a radiation suit because of all the radiation that is here. A lot of you are feeling sick. So if you are having breathing issues, if you're having diarrhea, if you're having coughing, feeling a fever, just look up radiation exposure. Okay. So when you think that I'm insane, I want you to look it up because I could be crazy. I could be all kinds of mad. I could be insane. So go look up the radiation exposure and what it causes. Okay. So when you're seeing them pumping out here that there's a new virus X, there's a new pneumonia coming on, look at the side effects of a lot of radiation. Okay. You got to make sure, that you are checking on your animals. Okay, because they are exposed to just as much radiation, and their endocrine system and their organs can't handle it as much. So pay attention to your animals. If you can get a little blanket that is for them, like a silver blanket, they make them. They're expensive though, but I think if you guys are crafty, you can make them yourselves. Make a little thing for your animals, your dogs. Make sure you're not giving them canned foods because, again, you got cans. If you're giving your dogs canned foods and there's a lot of metal leaching into those, into their food, it's going to cause problems. So just make sure that you, take care of the amount of metals in them. There's forms of chelation you can do for animals. It's not as aggressive, but it will help. You can make little blankets with them with the little silver that's protective, the EMF covers you can put on the doggies, or they have the doggy suits. I mean, those are for those who are like animals. If you don't like animals, this conversation is not for you. But a lot of us are animal lovers. We consider them to be our family members, like our cats, our dogs. Some of you even have guinea pigs, frogs, just because they're very, very exposed to that, and it could be harmful to them, and it could cause a lot of issues. I know a lot of dogs are getting seizures, and it's becoming a problem because you have this mothership that's here, and it's emitting a radionic frequency, which is kind of likened to it's probably interfacing with the freaking satellites they have in orbit. So it's emitting a lot of radiation. So the heart palpitations, the diarrhea, if you have fevers, if your period, some of the women are getting their menses early, including myself. So if you are women in here and you're getting your menses like either super duper late because of inflammation or you're getting it super early, it's because there's something in our atmosphere that's kind of messing with our biosphere. So because of that, for any woman who's having their menses, just be careful. Just make sure you're not using pads that have, formaldehyde in it. You use natural pads or, cloth pads. Make sure that you're getting a lot of hydration. Make sure you're trying to neutralize the metals in your body. These are things that we have to take care of because our bodies are most reactive when there are ships in the sky. So if you could get a biosuit like myself, this is really good. I have it for my children and myself. Make sure you're putting your radiation EMF phones on. Make sure you're not using your phones with the heightened amount of radiation. Make sure you're not being exposed to the blue light and not getting a blue screen or wearing contacts that have blue on it, because these mother freakers, these demons on this planet have done everything to make sure that what you think is protecting you is actually making it worse. So when you get your contacts and they say, oh, we have the blue tint contacts so that it protects your eyes. Why is the contact blue then? If you're protecting me from blue light, why is the contact with a blue hinge? Oh no, so you can find it on the floor if it falls off. Why did before all of us who wore contacts could find our contacts when it did? Okay, try to get your contacts without the blue on top of it. Try to get your glasses now. It used to be that you had to pay extra to get the blue blockers on your glasses. How come they're giving it to you for free? Why are they doing that? Why when you go and pay, because I wear contacts, so I would know this. I'm speaking from experience. Why when I go and get my contacts, I have to pay extra for something off of it? I got to pay extra to get clear contacts without blue on it. How come when I have to get my screen protector, it's hard to get the gold screen protectors because all of the screen protectors are blue? Because they want you to be exposed to that. Because what does it do? That blue light goes inside. It stimulates. There's a whole video on that this gentleman did that I shared. It talked about all that light is going into you, and it basically causes like your body to go into like a cytostorm. Okay, because light is a frequency. Anything all these cell phones, all this electricity is purposefully created to harm the biosphere and the human body. They're demons, y'all. They're psychopaths. They're super loopers. They've been here too long. They can't leave. They don't want you leaving. So they're going to try to promote the most diabolical sexual deviancy. They're going to try to make everything so dark. They're going to try to put food, chemicals, and metals in all your food. They're going to try to dirty everything up because they don't want you to leave. They're jealous and they're losers. You're a loser, dark Kabbalists, Jesuits. You dirty dastardly, you Zionists, you darn Daros, you dark Draconians. You're losers. You're losers. If you weren't losers, you wouldn't try so hard to hurt a people that you consider to be weaker than you and lower than you. So, but all you do is just do dastardly things to make our lives harder. Okay, because you're a bunch of a-holes that are so sunken in the sunken place, and you've done such dark deeds over the last few incarnations. You don't think you could ever leave, so you don't want anybody else leaving. Well, screw you. Some of us are getting out of here and you can't come because you're disgusting. Stay in this shithole and sit here and sink further in your abyss of hell. Excuse my language, y'all. I'm sorry. Let me apologize. Please put your buds on your ear. It is my birthday. I am up for the shenanigans. The ships are here, y'all. They are here. It is unhinged. It is beautiful, but it is going to be chaotic. Please understand that this is coming from a place of being really excited, but also really, really anxiety ridden. I feel the angst. I feel it. They're everywhere, y'all. Because someone was like, oh, they're in every country. That mothership is taking up the top of the firmament, y'all. They are everywhere. All the drones, for the last couple of days, they are here. Now, some of you have felt it already. Some of you are having dreams with your family members, others, because the others outside the firmament, whether you got sentenced here for doing some crazy stuff outside the firmament, I don't know why you're here, because this is like a penile planet. Okay. Some of us have been Some of us might have crashed here. I'm coming to get my people. I already told you that I'm here, and I waited into this recess so I can bring my people out of here. And hopefully we can all get out of here and wake up outside of the firmament. Okay? But believe me, the government, your government, because they are mine. I didn't vote these motherfreakers in, and certainly have nothing to do with what they're doing here. But they have a whole script of psyops and false flags that they got right in the wings, waiting to disperse them and tell you, oh my God, we're having a world war. Oh, Russia hit us. Oh my God, the migrants are doing, no, this is all a psyop, y'all. Do not believe anything they tell you. If they tell you right, it's go left. If they tell you look up, look down. Believe nothing that they tell you on social media. It is all propagandized to make sure that you miss your exit points, your exodus out of here. Okay? Make sure you're living righteous, not perfect, but righteous. Meaning that if you got some dirty things going on, you got some dirty deed, you need to clean up. You need to take a nice salt bath and get the demons off the shoulders. You need to make sure that you're engaging in life with love and happiness and peace. And if you're not getting that where you are, God darn it, you need to move to a place where you can have that kind of peace. Okay? You have to make sure that you are living with a sense of purpose and prioritizing your peace of mind. Okay? If you're living right now in a chaotic situation, you need to find a way to leave the chaos to be somewhere in peace and quiet, because those beings that are here see us emitting a frequency on top of us. We're emitting it. And because we're emitting a frequency, they already know who we are. They already know if we're, like Santa Claus, he knows if you're good or bad, or, it's kind of like that. We're emitting a frequency. So it's like our Akashic record is written all over us. So if we're sitting here hurting another family, doing things harm to our own family, they can see it on our auric field. If we're doing harm to ourselves, we're not loving ourselves and prioritizing ourselves or being good to ourselves, or we're self-loathing, they can see that about ourselves. If we're mistreating animals or children, now, first of all, if you're already admitting children and animals, please unsubscribe from me. I want nothing. I want zero to do with people who are harming animals. If you're sitting there fighting chickens, the Caribbean, they do that. If you're fighting cocks and you're fighting chickens and you're fighting or have dogs fighting, or you're hurting your dog, or you're hurting cats, or you're having sex with turkeys, please unsubscribe from me. I love all animals. I think what we do to them is harmful. And as women, we need to be more mindful that all of the animals that are slaughtered, that are hurt the most, are female animals. What that man did to the turkey, the butterball turkey, having sex with that poor animal, having sex with her and abusing her before she was going to be slaughtered. What kind of world are we as women where we condone mother's milk being taken when her baby is being stolen from her and slayed in front of her? What kind of women are we? How can we ever truly be compassionate for others when we have that level of allowance for other females to be treated that way? Most of the animals that are abused and taken and have been ripped out of the womb and have their children stolen from them are female animals. When you have your nice dose of ice cream and you're eating that, and you have to realize, where is that milk coming from? A mother who wasn't able to feed her own babies. We have to start being more mindful of the things that we accept, even when we don't know it. Because when you know it, you know better, you do better. Okay? There's no reason why we have to abuse animals. There's no reason why we would allow mothers to be mistreated in that way. And then we wonder why women are mistreated. We wonder why we suffer the most, because we do not advocate for other females on the planet. We allow a mother cow to cry for her baby until she basically is bleeding blood out of her milk ducts. We allow trees to be slaughtered as if their lives were lesser than ours. We sit here and sell little pups and kittens away from their families as if that's okay. It's a slave trade that we accept. When are we going to realize that most of the things that we're incurring here karmically is because we've been apathetic, and our silence is injustice for our silence is banter for injustice. So if there's anything that I'm illuminating today, maybe you didn't know it, but it's time for us to start advocating for other women. And it doesn't matter what species or what complexion, what nationality, what language, what religion she speaks. There isn't any way that we should ever feel comfortable with a child being murdered, whether they're in war or not. What is happening in the Middle East and Africa is so heinous, y'all. It is so sick that someone could sit and watch some of the images going out of Israel, Gaza, and Congo and ever feel comfortable sitting at home knowing that children are being literally targeted and shot and raped. That isn't what I think most of us represent. So I think sometimes we have to first start with ourselves, forgive ourselves, love ourselves as women, accept who we are. I'm not perfect. I'm not the most beautiful woman. I'm not the most, well, according to some of you are not sane. I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect looking. I'm not skinny. I'm not the prettiest girl, but I love myself. I've learned to accept that I am this way and I was born this way I was born to a family the way I look, and I accept it. I accept and I like who I am. Now, do I think sometimes I could be better? Absolutely. But I've learned at my age that it is better to accept who you are than to sit a lifetime by trying to fix things that you think is wrong with yourself. And I think with social media and women, the dark witches of the East, of the West, the Kardashians from hell, which we all sat here and allowed to dictate and put an imagery of beauty standards on a screen. When you have a young girl who's on, someone just told me this 2 days ago. What's her name? Something Rain. The young girl is on videos dancing with nothing on, Pretty Young Girl, and she's making millions of videos with men just masturbating to her. Like, this is what we've become, Sea Stars? Is this what we battled for? To be dishonored, and to be objectified like that, or to even allow for that kind of objecting of other women? All these women hate themselves, y'all. If the Kardashians were such wonderful women, why are they getting all that Restylane and botulism in their face? If they love themselves, why are they getting their bodies altered? If they love themselves, why are they getting snuffleupagus pinned to their eyelashes? Like, I'm just saying, objectification. Thank you, Jason. Thank you, Jason. I'm just saying, like, what is wrong with women? Like, are we really that, or is it that scandalous that we can't love ourselves? I'm just saying, y'all, today we got guests in our house. Some of you would say they're invaders, and maybe to you they are, but for me, a lot of them are guests. And I want to put my best foot forward and really be the best that I ever felt that I could be, and be even better than I was yesterday. I think, it sounds crazy, but all the things on social media is telling us what's wrong with us. Oh, you're too fat. You're too skinny. You're too dark. You're too light. Your eyes are too narrow. Your nose is too big. Your teeth are too crooked. Your hair is not curly enough. Your hair is too curly. Like, all of the things that we've been propaganded, y'all, and it's really targeted toward women. That's why I'm saying Sea Stars, really in itself, we have to step up. Like, we have to be the change we want to see in the world. And I just thought, like, over the last 5 years, like, all the things that I've ever felt about myself, about the things that I felt that were not perfect or right, weren't coming from me. They were always coming from other people's opinions of me. And they basically were stamping me. And I stopped. I said, I'm just this. I won't ever be skinny. So if that's what you want from a channel and that's a requirement, then unsubscribe for me. If you need someone to weigh a certain amount of weight and look a certain way, and then I may not be for you. I accept me as me. I got big boobies. That's what I have. I can't hide them all the time because they're too big. I don't really care anymore. Like, I've accepted who I am. And I just challenge every woman in here, whether you're light skin, dark skin, curly hair, straight hair, blue eyes, brown eyes, slanted eyes, straight, big nose, little nose, slanted teeth, whatever it is, to just accept yourself. Accept who you are. Because if we live in a world that's constantly objectifying us and making us just want to look like clones of mass destruction, clones of the Kardashians, what does that say about us as a humanity? What does that say about us as a species? We're coming here as a species representing earthlings. What does that say to extraterrestrials that are here? That we can't even accept ourselves or each other because, oh, you're a Jew, you're Israelite, you're a Muslim, you're a Christian, you're a blackie, you're a whitey, you're a white devil, you're a black beast. I mean, what beings would ever want to contact us? Like, you got to think to yourself, like, are we showing our best as a species? Are we showing how we can be added to the collective and come out of this bubble or this? I understand now why they kind of put us in here and quarantined us from the rest of the world, because our behavior is so reprehensible. How could we ask for any beings to accept us if we can't even accept each other based on physical differences? God darn it. You go outside the firmament, you're going to see beings that look blue, green, purple, beings that have spider heads, beings that look like fish, Bigfoots. Like, how could we ever be accepted in the bigger scheme of the Galactic Federation or those other celestial places if we can't even get along? Like, now I understand why we're quarantined. We're so prejudiced, we're so marginalized, we have so much self-loathing. No one would want to hang out with us. Like, we're the bad friends. We're the funky friends. You know what I mean? Like, we're the people like that the family says, no, don't let them come over. It's okay that, keep them out of the house. I don't know if we can let them come over. Like, you're like that one friend that the other galactics are like, I don't know if we should have them over the house because I don't want my children being exposed to that kind of prejudice and that kind of marginalizing thought patterns. I don't know if I want my offspring being exposed to that. You know what I mean? So why I say this, y'all, and I'm making this preaching today. It's kind of preachy, right? Hope it's not preachy. Okay. Let's do better. They're here. I know some of you think I'm crazy, and I told you if you think I'm crazy, you should probably unsubscribe so you don't get crazy too. Because if you think I'm crazy, then being exposed to crazy people make you crazy. So because you think I'm crazy, just unsubscribe. I wouldn't think any less of you. Go to other people's channel that you perceive are more sane, okay? If that's the channel that you want, I'm not for you. I'm only for those who are in alignment with these kind of shares, okay? But that being said, they are here. The ships showed up. They showed out. The message was true. How this is going to pan out is going to probably look really chaotic. We have to keep and cleave to our sanity, whatever sanity is to you. You know what I mean? Like, whatever that is perceived to you. And for that reason, in order to, I'm sorry, I've got my hoodie of, I love this. You know what? You guys should make things like this because I don't think it's that big deal. It's like a jar for, look at it. I love it. I go through the airport like this, y'all. So if you think I'm crazy, this is how I go through the airport because this is really good to travel with so you don't get exposed to all the radiation. What's my message? I know I just yelled at you for a while. Kind of like, and don't believe me, y'all. Hypocrisy is not beyond me. Believe me, I struggled for the longest time with doing certain things. And really, if you're going to talk about it, you got to be about it, right? So do not feel like I'm beating up on you because I'm talking from the choir. Like, we're together in this. We're earthlings here, and many of us are ready to leave because we've done enough incarnations. And I'm just illuminating the things that we probably should clean up about ourselves, including me, okay? Let's treat each other better. Let's make better decisions about ourselves. Let's treat ourselves better. Let's forgive ourselves and be nicer to ourselves, especially, and I say men probably feel this way, and probably men, this includes you, because I think many of you struggle for the same reasons we do. Not feeling good enough, feeling lesser, wanting to change aspects of yourself. Why would you want to change what your ancestors created? Like, I think to myself, like, my mom and dad, like, They got together because something about each one of them was special, and they created me and my brothers. And I think they did a pretty decent job. And I would be really disrespectful to them. I thought about that the other day. I was like, I would be really disrespectful to them to want to change things about myself that are part of what they are and where they come from and who they genetically added to me. Like, I'm not skinny. I never was. Like, I can try to starve, I can fast, I can try to be like everyone else, but I'm never going to be that. It's not my natural propensity. I accept who I am. Like, I'm just that way. I'm not eating a whole bunch. I'm not shoving my face. I eat really organic, 90% organic and non-GMO, but I'm just like this. Like, that's my disposition. I'm bigger and bustier. I can't change that. I'm not going to go, like, even like some of y'all made me feel like, sometimes it's not your fault. It's my insecurities, but like, I should get a breast reduction. Like, people make you feel like that. And I was like, why am I putting that in my head? This is how it's my body. Like, why would that have to be an issue? Because I really don't mind it. I like the way I look. I appreciate it. It's just crazy. But to some of you, it's like, why would I appreciate that's the way I look. But it bothered me that other people were offended by me just being natural. It's crazy, but that's the way the world. So I had to pull back and say, okay, I'm going to be this way. I'm just organically this way. I'm going to show up. I could try to shapeshift myself and change things, but I'm okay with me now. And I'm just saying, for many of you, like, if you felt like you were too skinny, I have girlfriends that like, they feel like they're too thin, or they feel like they don't have a big enough butt, or they feel like their butt is too big. Like, who taught us that? You know what I mean? Like, can we just accept who we are? Because if it's not about other people, then we would all be happy with who we were or who we showed up, wouldn't it? Like, wouldn't we just be happy with being smaller breasted? Like, I have a girlfriend who's small. She wants to be huge. She thinks, but why? Because she's perfect to me. You know what I mean? It's just everyone constantly, the social engineering, this propaganda is purposefully created to make us feel less about ourselves and to make us distracted from really the true meaning of what we're as earthlings. Like, we probably were never all this way. We probably were decent people who wanted to live and be happy and live in a world where we respected one another. We probably were that way. And if you realize that television and social media and the all of the radio stations were purposefully created to propaganda and make us feel lesser, all for social engineering. So everything we hear on social media is totally meant to switch something on in you, or to draw you into a mindset to make you feel or propagate something to fulfill their agendas. So in it itself, you know what I have to say to the dark Kabbalists, to all the social media, to all of the NBC, ABC, CBSs, to all of the Twitters, Twatters, Xers, to all of the people? I'm going to say it. I want to give you a big, and I don't curse y'all, so put your buds in because I'm going to say it. This is what I want to say to the Daros, the Zionists, the Jesuits, to the dark Kabbalists, to all the bastards that have sat here and destroyed and tried to destroy our lives. I want to give you a big fuck you. Fuck you, social media. Fuck you, your government, and everybody. Fuck you. Fuck, 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 fuck. How about that? I said it. I told you I'll curse you. I'll curse you every time. Screw you, your government, your dirty bastards for making everyone feel disgusting. Fuck you and fuck everything about you. Yes, finally I said it. I wanted to say it to you for years. I wanted to let you know. Fuck, 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 fuck. Fuck you, fuck your ancestors, fuck everything that you mean. Fuck you to hell. I hope all of you deal with whatever you gave to all of us, and I hope you pay. We got posse here. Hopefully they destroy all of your nasty, disgusting, wiry, disgusting bodies. I hope all your ancestry pays for all of the darkness and all the marginalization and all the genocide you did. That's for you. Sorry, everybody. I'm sorry. I've been wanting to say that. It's been coming. I need to say it off my chest. I apologize if I offended you. That wasn't for you. That was for them. I'm sorry. It's It's been, it's been brewing in me, so I do apologize. I did that isn't any venom or any cursing to you. That is totally directed and targeted towards the Jesuits, the Zionists, the dark Kabbalists, the genocidal maniacs, the dark Moors, the Martians. Who else? All of you could get it. All of you. Okay? We're tired of you. And I feel very well supported right now. I feel very backed up by a team of extraterrestrials here that are willing, able, and qualified to kick your asses. And believe me, if they took me out tomorrow or today, I feel very satisfied that I told you exactly how I feel about you and yours. All of you need to go and pay for the crimes of mass destruction, and I'm here for it. So long as I can witness it, whether I stay today or tomorrow, I'll leave anytime soon, you know how I feel about you mother freakers. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sure that'll be shown on social media saying I've lost my mind. I feel actually quite relieved because I've wanted to say that to them for the longest time. And finally it came out of my mouth. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so y'all, they're here. I hope that many of you are ready. Let's clean up. Let's show up and show out. Be you, accept you, no matter what you are, how you show up, who you look like, what you worship, whatever. Just represent for you. Make sure you aren't harming anyone. Protect the animals if you can. Just lend some support because they may not have an awareness, at least overtly, of what's happening. And I think it's unfair that we're living on a planet where these bastards do things, even to the most precious and innocent on the planet. That's how you know they're psychopaths. Okay? And let's get ready for the shenanigans. And also for those who are, like I said, if you're not feeling well, if you want to witness the shenanigans, you got to stay healthy. Pay attention to what you put in your body. And that means music, light frequency. If anything you're seeing, try to keep the blue blockers off of your eyes and off of your your electronics. Block the stuff. Try to get the EMF stuff on your phone because they're emitting frequency. The phones don't turn off anymore. They emit it. Try to make sure that you are, when in rest, you're really sitting in gratitude and love and appreciation of yourself. If anything that you feel and you want to really do and you feel like you can't do anything else, just love yourself. Everybody, what anybody thinks about you. If you are, however you show up, light, dark, curly hair, coily hair, show up as you are. That's a big F you to them. Because more that we show up and we love ourselves and we're not having to come with a face full of makeup and we're not having to change and alter our bodies to satisfy a social conditioning that has nothing to do with us, that's a big F you to them. That means that they're not able to get into us because we're not following their constant social engineering to propagate self-loathing and non-self-satisfaction. So the biggest way we can say F you to them is us showing up as we are. If you like a different style and not everybody's wearing it, rock your style. If you like listening to music and nobody else listens to it, listen to your music. If you like wearing certain clothes and people don't like what you wear, what you want to wear. Okay. If you want to walk at the house barefaced and walk out with some sneakers or some, rock the old school, whatever, sweatpants and t-shirts, rock your outfit. We need to be the change we want to see in the world. And we have to be more aligned within ourselves because we can't change. I can't save you if I don't feel good about myself. I can't even make this message if I still am struggling with like self-loathing because this message is coming from a woman that obviously does not give a fuck. I obviously don't. I'm a melanated woman, the kind of stringent people who think I'm insane. The fact that I can come here and share this with you automatically tells you I don't give a flying one. Okay? It's about time. And for some of you, you're going to have full-on contact. Now, the beginning has begun. Everything has begun. It is Sag season, y'all. So thank you for the happy birthdays. Everyone's singing here. Thank you. I appreciate it, y'all. I'm a little unhinged today because I feel supported by the others, the extraterrestrials, and they're not really extraterrestrials. They're actually more interdimensionals. I feel very supported, and I feel really good about myself that I was able to give a big middle finger to the handlers of this planet, which I've kind of been apprehensive to do, but I feel relieved that I finally could share how I feel about them. I mean, I've said it in so many words, but I never said it quite as, the F bomb. It just makes you feel so qualifying, like you just really something you wanted to say your whole life. I feel so justified and so wonderful about saying that. So y'all, everything on behalf of a triple Sag during triple season, I'm telling you, and I'm giving permission to everybody, don't give a F. Be you, do you, enjoy yourself, being happy and bliss, treat people well, try to take care of your animals, and be open and receptive to what changes is coming, because it's not all them anymore. There's another group on the block, and they better, and let's see how this plays out. Okay? And be receptive if you want to, because I don't want to tell anyone to do something that you don't feel comfortable. But if you're receptive to having certain amount of contact, and this is on you, because I don't want to have you do this if you feel uncomfortable, if you get scared, because I know it can be a little scary, but I'm telling you, our government is way scarier than these beings. The things that we've had to deal with, y'all, to me, is way more frightening than anything that probably would come from another dimension, at least in this way. So if you're open for it and receptive, I ask that each one of you opens yourself to having pleasant or positive contact with those who are in alignment with you. And just say it like that, with you. I wouldn't tell you to open yourself up to something dark, but something, beings that would feel, that are in alignment with how you feel, the way that you want to live, and the things that you represent. So that, because they're here, so open yourself up. And I always talked about, it's very important to keep your body as clean as possible. I don't think, I think at this point, because they're in our stratosphere, it might be easier. So I'm just saying, be open and receptive to receiving interface. And when I say interface, y'all, they're going to come in real present. Like, not the stuff that everybody tells you. That's why I say it's only if you feel comfortable. They're going to come in person. Okay. So that's why I say, if you're ready for that, if you're open, they're here, y'all. But you have to be okay with it. I wouldn't want you to be fearful, because when they come, and remember to hold the memory. And this is another hack for anyone. Big it to everybody in the house. There's 1,300 people here listening to my rant. Oh God, I just said F you 50 million times. Please don't cut that and play it 50 times. Okay, so, oh my God. The one time I say F you 50 times, y'all are in here strong. Forgive me. My mother would be so disgusted, y'all. Don't tell my mom. Please don't tell my mother. Okay, so I'm gonna give you a hack. Okay, is everyone ready for the hack? You got to remember this, right? Because I'm pretty good at this, and it worked with me the time in Florida. So if some of you remember me from a while ago, I had contact, right? And this was the physical one where, no, this is the one when I wanted proof. Sorry, I wanted proof that they were coming to visit me. So I learned this on Doctor Who. Okay, so somebody keeps taking off my hoodie. It's like someone is using telekinesis. Stop taking off my hood, whoever's doing that. Okay, so this is the hack, if everybody's ready for it. Okay, I learned this on Doctor Who, and I worked this because I was having heavy contact in Florida, as many of you know, and this worked. Okay, so, but I didn't think it would, but it did work. Okay, so in order for you to remember, the problem is that when beings come to visit us and they're outside of our dimensional field, they emit this frequency, and it makes us, our brains get overwhelmed, and we go into it's like an aphasia where we don't remember. Okay. It's the same concept of when you go to sleep at night and you have a dream, and it's hard for you to hold the memory of the dream when you wake up. It's that kind of it's the same kind of quantum mechanics. It's like you forget it slightly, right? Okay, so the way that you hold this, because it's hard for you to remember, is doing a hack, which I learned from Doctor Who. So what I did, and please, if this works for you, you got to document it down here for us. If you feel comfortable, or just email if you don't feel comfortable on the platform, because again, they watch, obviously. I just cursed out every entity in the dark Kabbalah's world, so I'm sure it's not happy. But you're gonna take a pen, a marker, personally a marker, and you're gonna tie it to your arm, or you'll wear it around your neck, but personally around your arm. If you write with your right, it actually worked the opposite with me, which was weird. But if you tie it to your left hand, no, if you tie it to your right hand, then you'll write with your right. If you tie it to your left hand, you'll write with your left. Okay. Why do you want to do that? Is because if you have contact, generally you'll forget it, and sometimes they'll do it at night. Sometimes if you forget, big up to Selma, who's also a contactee in Mexico. She had contact as well. She lost 4 hours. They did it a couple times with her. But what you can do is tie the marker to your arm, like a little string or something, so it's loose enough so you can write with it. Why? It's because when they visit you, I want you to, because you'll remember this as I say it, because you'll forget afterwards, but it doesn't matter because you'll write on yourself. You're going to keep it on your arm. And if they visit you, as soon as you see them, you're going to mark the other arm here. Do you see this? You're going to mark the other arm right here. Okay. So as soon as you see them, y'all, you will not, you'll be, you might scare you a little bit, because if you see the mark, you're going to know you were visited. You're going to mark your arm as soon as you see them. You're not going to remember. I promise you, you're not going to remember. And then when you look at your arm, if you see the marks, as many times as you see them, you're going to mark your arm. I got this from a Doctor Who episode, y'all. I did. I got this for a Doctor Who, and it works. It works because remember, I didn't think I had visit, and I looked at my arm, and it was marked up, and it was marked up on my right arm, which was crazy because I write with my right, so it was on this arm. Some of you have been with me for a long time, and I document this and I take pictures, y'all. Okay, so for those who say I'm crazy, I document everything. Everything that goes on with me is mostly tangible and real time. Okay, why? Is because you'll figure out. Uh-oh. Okay. They're messing with me. Hold on. Yes, like I said, for the person who said I'm crazy, you can leave. Yes, I am. Let me just say this. Because you call me crazy, I'm sure you don't call your government that, though they lie and cheat and steal and kill babies and do rituals, but you consider them to be sane. I am everything the opposite of that. So yeah, because of that, I'm crazy. Yes, because I'm crazy, leave. If you can't tell the difference between someone who's sane, because usually what happens a lot of times, and what I found this out being in the UFO community, because I'm a melanated woman, and if you saw a lunar woman talking about ETs or a lunar man talking about ETs, you wouldn't have a problem with it. They'll be telling you they're blowing up spaceships, they're on moon, they're super soldiers. You would never question that. You would accept that may be happening, or that they perceive that that's happening. But as soon as you see a melanated woman, this is what's the beauty. And that's how I know that the reason why they've psyoped and created constant reverberation of social engineering, making brown women look like sluts and whores and dirty and robbers and criminal, is because it's the opposite. Because I am having contact, and I've been having contact for years. So the one thing they don't want you to know is that most of the contact that's legitimate is happening to women that look like me. Okay? That's why you can call me crazy, and you're right. Because I'm everything against everything that the system represents and what they propagate. Okay? So you're right. And because I am crazy, C-Star, whoever you are, or whoever's in here, or the bots, unsubscribe. Unsubscribe from the crazy brown lady who thinks she's having contact with aliens, who's telling you to put a marker on your arm so that when you have contact that you'll remember it and you'll put marks on your arm. It's interesting that you wanted to distract from that, and I could see that because they did something right here, right before I saw her comment. So it lets me know that they're using forms of electromagnetic influence inside of here to draw my attention and distract me, but you lost. Unsubscribe. So you don't have to be around crazy people who think that they're having extraterrestrial. And I hope you do that when you go to Wilcox's channel. I hope you go to Corey Good's channel. I hope you go to Stephen Greer's channel. I hope I see your comment calling them crazy as well, because the things that they're saying aren't as vettable either. And I want to know, if you think that I'm crazy, what are you saying on their platforms? Or maybe you're not saying anything on those platforms because you don't like the image of the person sharing this message, which makes me happy and grateful because it speaks to how much social engineering has been successful. So thank you for alerting us of that. Thank you. Okay, so I ain't effing with you. I ain't effing with you. It doesn't matter. Anyway, so keep the pen on your arm, tie it. So when you have contact, walk throughout your day. You may not know what's happening. You may not get anything. But if you do have contact, you're going to notice that on your other arm, because I told you to do this, if you see marks on your arm from your pen that you didn't do, it's because you had contact and you weren't able to remember it, because through temporal aphasia, it's when you can't remember and you're having contact or some sort of interface with other interdimensionals, extraterrestrials, you won't remember. And that's my way of hacking and remembering when they contact me. It worked. Okay. So if it works for you, you can email me if you don't want it on social media with the crazies that's calling us crazy. Okay. I don't know why people come to a channel that's talking about extraterrestrials and they get mad when you talk about them. Like, now you got to think about the mental illness with that. You go to a channel that you're not interested in and that you don't believe in, and then when you listen to someone saying the very thing that you came to a channel that you don't believe or even think about, then you call them crazy. Like, what kind of mental illness do you have? Like, I wouldn't ever go to a channel for a person saying some craziness that I don't like, or even comment. It says a lot about you. All right, y'all. I just said the F-bomb 50 times. Please put a like on the video if you're for this shenanigans. I don't know if the video is going to stay up. They're here. We'll watch the video tonight on Zoom. I will be on Zoom. I will show you what happens in my town the day that the gentleman said that the invasion was coming. The gentleman said it was coming on the 3rd. It did come. It came before that, and we had our sea stars, Toya, Lakeisha. We had our other sea star over in Selma, who's over in Mexico. We had our other sun star, who's in Houston, Christian. So we had people who were actually having that actually were witnessing some of the crafts, so-called the drones that were like the shape of cars and so on. And actually, one of the sea stars, Toya, actually had more personalized visitation. So we're all crazy. Okay. Don't go to crazy people's channel. This is not an invasion. It is an invasion for some, and it is an intervention for others. Okay? So let me say it again. This is an invasion, an alien invasion for some, and an intervention for others. You must know what side on this chart that you sit. Okay? I'm not saying no one else is having it, because there are a lot of people who are witnessing it. And I personally think that what happened in South Korea, with them putting them on mandatory lockdown on martial law, which they've never done before, they're claiming it was something else, is because those beings had come and they did not want the people to see it. And that's what they'll do a lot of times. They'll call for martial law because they want to lock people into their houses so they can identify the others that are here. Okay, Rothschilds and the guy, what's his name? The gentleman who was killed, the CEO was killed, who was part of United Healthcare. I personally think it's all related to the assassinations that are about to come with the other beings coming here and being here. Okay, so tonight I will talk to the rest of you tonight. Let me read some of your comments because I don't want to be rude. There is pulsating in here. When they do come, you're going to get the pulsating with your third eye. It's the recalibration. It's like when they're calibrating to telepathically talk to you, it'll happen here. Be careful with your cell phones, okay? Again, your Willy Wonka systems are going to do Psyops, um, false flags, to try to keep you from knowing what is here. Okay. So that being said, pay attention to social media and what they're promoting. Okay. What they're promoting is usually going to be opposite, or they want to draw your attention in one way. Try to look in the opposite direction. Okay. Any sort of terms like Q terms, like whatever terms they use, be careful with those terminology, because those are psyops as well. They control most of the narratives within the UFO community, the love and light community, the pseudo conscious community. They control all the narrative. They have the entire internet is ran by CIA operations. Okay. FBI was to monitor and watch us. IG is to distract us and to monitor us. X, Twitter, that was taken over by the robotoid Elon Musk, was meant to draw us over there and make us feel free, when really it's another surveillance system. They're just surveilling us. They aren't able to ever really mess with you unless you give them an invitation. Okay? I mean, if you give an invitation, the only way a vampire can come into your space or your house is what? If you give them what? Is if you give them an invitation. Okay? So if you aren't giving them an invitation, then they aren't able to do anything to you. Okay? So just pay attention to that. If someone's trying to come over your house out of the blue, or people will say, hey, if you give them an invitation, then know that you are allowing that being in your space. Okay? They aren't able to interface with you. There are certain laws of engagement here that they too have to uphold. That's why they always ask for your consent for everything. Okay? So yeah, some of you will be on Zoom tonight. I'm going to show you the video. And I'll try to upload it for you guys on YouTube. I'm just very slow, and it's not a long video. It's not really long video, y'all. So I'll try to just upload it, because it's 3 and I want you to see them and see what rolled in. It's really fascinating. I was like in shock. And when like the children are in shock, because normally people say, oh, well, it's your delusion. Well, everybody had a delusion that day then. Okay. Because when it rolled in, it looked like something out of War of the Worlds. Okay. So no, it's only on my Patreon, y'all. So you don't have to join my Patreon. I never cave for Patreon. If you want to join on Patreon, we're always on Zoom on Thursdays and Sundays. Okay. It's like forever Zooms, but you don't have to do that, because I will upload the video. It just takes me a little longer. Okay. Just be patient with me, because again, I'm not really incentivized to do it, and it just takes me longer. It's not that big a deal, but I'll try to do it. Tonight I'll be on Zoom at 9 p.m. Eastern and 7 p.m. Central. And 6 p.m. Pacific, right? I think it's 6 p.m. Pacific for you guys, right? Okay. All right. I think I got it all out of me, y'all. And let me apologize again. I feel so bad I cursed like that. The Sagittarius, I think it just got loose. Like it's my birthday, so I think I just got loose, like a triple Sag moment. I gotta apologize. Like I do, because I don't curse at you guys, but I curse at them, and I had to do it. It was like inside of me. It had to burst out. It's like, Tourette's syndrome. Like we have a bout of Tourette's. Like I just had to get it out. It felt so good. It's like, anyway. Let me read some of your comments before I go. I'm going to drink coffee today. So I tell you, when I fall off the wagon, I'm going to have coffee today, y'all. Yes. I'm not going to do Starbucks, because you know how I feel about Starbucks. I loved Starbucks for the longest time. I won't do Starbucks today, but I will do another coffee. Okay. I usually make it in the house, but today I feel like I want to drink a coffee. I tell you, when I fall off the wagon. Today I'm off the wagon. Okay. Yeah, it's like pressure released, right? I did release pressure. It feels so good inside. It's like, when you have something inside of you, like a toxin, and you just want to release the Kraken. I released the Kraken on them. Yeah, I want a coffee. I don't know which coffee I'm going to get. I'm probably get an artisan coffee, so it'll be somewhat healthier, I think. I just feel for a coffee today. I don't put sugar. You're right. Honey might be good. I'll see if they have honey. Get that caffeine. I feel, yeah, I have to. I had to do it. And also, oh, okay, FYI to everyone, make sure. Oh, the Mexican roast. Ooh, you know what? I like the Mexican coffee too. Thank you for that. Because you know I'm in that Mexican world right here. Thank you for that. Um, ooh, honey caramel and cinnamon. You have such good suggestions. We're zooming at 9 p.m. Eastern or 7 p.m. Central or um 5 p.m. Pacific time. Okay. All right, y'all. I released the Kraken. Just pay attention to radiation. Like I said, I have my radiation suit on. Yeah, I do. Out of control. I have my radiation, and also I'm planning to have full on contact. I'm planning, like, I don't know if the being that called me is going to physically. I know they were there because the door blew open last night, like the Wicked Witch of the West. My patio door said boom. That's another thing. We'll talk about that. My patio door like blew open, and I feel like, because remember I had the contact the week before when they were tapping on the window, so I feel like something entered the house. You know, again, I'm hoping to have full on contact. And like I said, my goal, this was kind of like when I was going through South America. My goal this time is to have tangible video. I want to do a real life video transcribing with these extraterrestrials. I want one interview where I can show it publicly, because these motherfreakers have been harassing us for years and making it seem like we've lost our goddamn minds. I want to have a real on contact and an interview. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but that's what I want. And I think I could do a decent job. I think I can. I hope I can. We'll see. Okay? Pay attention to what you're eating, y'all. The metals. Just the metals, okay? And the animals. Make sure the dogs, your cats, and just be careful with the canned foods, because I'm concerned about the doggies and the cats with the canned foods. If you can try to avoid cans and just kind of make the kibble yourself, or make, take some, ground stuff and make it for them. It's harder. This is just a suggestion for anyone who's open for it, but I feel bad for the animals, because the poor things are being really affected by the radionics. You guys have such good suggestions. Yeah, I don't know. I would say I'd like to. That would be awesome. I think we break the internet. Do you think we break the internet? That would be a goal, right? Because our people, you sense stars and sea stars are absolutely wonderful. And they would just absolutely have to really see it for what it is, instead of hiding and lying and trying to make it seem like everything, oh, there's no beings outside of this, outside this galaxy. Oh, there's just germs and bacteria that live. Yeah, we'd bring them to a new level of awareness. Yeah. Anyway, y'all, I'm gonna go get some coffee. Thank you for listening to my rant today. I hope it was helpful. Please leave your opinions. I don't mind. Just be respectful. Like, you don't have to be venomous. You could just say, hey, this is not something that I agree. Okay. But if you don't, like I said, this channel is for those who are in alignment with extraterrestrial, interdimensionals, and subterraneans. It's the sector I come from. Some of you are coming because you've come to me from other channels, but that's my home. So if that doesn't resonate with you, you're going to get a lot of that. I talk about other things sometimes, but you're going to get a lot of that. And if it doesn't resonate with you, listen, I'm not here for the bells and whistles. I don't need subscribers. I need people who are okay, who align, who are really trying to build, so we can build our bridge out of here, so that we can leave the firmament. You know what I mean? I'm really about that life, or who are in alignment with this kind of share. But if you're not, that's okay. I'm not your cup of tea, but don't come here and torture yourself and us. Like, leave, leave respectfully. Like, close the door. It's like, oh, that's not a room I want to be in. Just close the door, leave. Not everybody's into that. Not everybody believes in that. Not everybody's open and receptive to that. That's okay. But you're in the wrong room. Okay? You're in the wrong room. Anyway, let me go and have everybody. I hope you have a magical day. It's Sagittarius season. Maybe we're just letting loose. Sages, big up to all the Sages. Happy birthday. Happy solar return. Big up to all the Sagittarians, the fire signs in the house. I guess we're recluse this month. And last, we're reckless. Just, forgive us for being a little wild and a little reckless this month. But Sag season is fire season. So we bring in the heat. We bring in the fire. Okay? So everyone have an amazing, amazing day. And I will see you tonight on Zoom. Okay? Peace.